You know, one of my very favorite things to do when we're down here in Florida, or virtually really any place there's a lot of grass and a lot of thick, heavy matted vegetation, I love to punch, and not myself in the face. I like to punch the grass with a really heavy weighted, so this is a net bait dagger. I got 1.5 ounces weight on it. I got a 5/0 TK 130 stabbing, fish face stabbing device, I like to call it, or hook for the layperson. I can't tell you how many fish I've caught doing this, and big ones, caught some big stringers. But you're not fishing, like, you're not fishing the edge. When you're punching, you're actually going right down into the cover. Like, I'm dropping that thing in there, and you want to feel that. And that's one of the things that most people don't realize. You want to feel that line pulling down into that cover. So many people I see that they say, yeah, we were out punching, and you watch them and they throw it up there, and their bait never really, they feel a little resistance, so they think it's in there, but it's not actually down underneath the mat. See, most of this stuff is an open cavern underneath of it, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to catch those fish that are hiding underneath that open cavern, and they don't necessarily all the time want to shoot out to the edge, you know, to bite something that you throw out off the edge. So you have to go in after them, especially during a cold front or when they're getting a lot of pressure. The fish will do that a lot. But the main thing you want, when you pitch it up there on top of that mat, you want to feel that bait pull back down in there. You know, and that's the idea of the 1.5 ounces of having that big a weight. So you pitch it up there, and then, like I say, you want to feel it pull down in there. Lift it back up, and then feel it pull itself back down. So many people say, well, what's the bite feel like? You'll know it. Trust me. It'll fall down there, dunk, it'll feel like a bite, just like anything else, whether it's a worm bite or whatever. It's gonna feel like a fish has got it. And that's when the battle comes in. That's when you rear back, set the hook, you know, and it's on, and it's down there in that grass, and everything's just going crazy down there, and you know, being able to keep a tight line, and you know, and really be able to wrestle, basically straight up WWE wrestle that fish up out of that mat, which is, I love that. But anyway, you need some stout equipment. So typically what I do is I will use a Halo KS2 Elite 7.9 extra heavy, literally an extra heavy rod. That's what you need to be able to pull these fish out. You know, you get a 7 or 8 pounder down there, you know, it's wrestling around in all that grass. The 7.9 extra heavy, I'm using 65, even sometimes 80, but most of the time 65 pound braided line. Like we said, we got a 5/0 TK 133 hook, the net bait dagger, 1.5 ounce weight, Halo bobber stopper, and the end component is an Ardent Sea-Force reel. This is a 7-to-1. I like the 7-to-1 because I pitch it up there, work it a couple times. I just like to be able to get it back in real quick, just with a couple turns of the handle. I get it back in and right back out there. If you guys see any of my seminars that I do all the time, I'm always talking about efficiency. Anytime you can get away with using a high-speed reel, whether you're worm fishing, you know, Carolina rigging, punching, whatever you're doing, anything that you're not going to overwind, you want to use as high a speed reel as you can. I use the Sea-Force, the 7-to-1 from Ardent. You could even go up to Ardent's Summit Hawk in the 8-to-1, and that would be fine for this too. So that's the setup for punching. One of my absolute very favorite techniques all over the country.